What's up, all you early birds? You super early birds. Just announced that you won, huh? I don't think so, buddy. But maybe, who knows? Actually, I know. I know everyone that won. As per the norm these days, I'm just starting a little bit early to make sure everything's running well, which it is so far, and to give the bot the chance to ping the Discord. So we're just chilling for a few more moments. I need a new Zeno in my life. Don't we all? I still want to get one too. I gotta somehow come up with enough money to buy one in the next month or two. Month and a half, I guess, whenever it ends. PMSing Chicken with 1,000 bits. Holy crap, thank you so much. You get a big Quakeums thumbs up. We all need Zenos in our life. It's a big thumb, that's right. Turns out the closer you get to a camera, the larger an object gets. Today I learned. I should have turned my heater on. It's kind of cold in my room. But instead I have my window open. Oh well. Of course, Lunar. You also get one. You all get one. Look at this thumb. New Octagon incoming, one body. I don't understand it. My hands are pretty large. When will the winners be announced? They'll be announced later. I'll do it after the news segment and the sponsor spot. So more during the second half of the show, definitely, but before the Q&A. I may not live that long. Gotta build up some suspense, guys. This door back here, this is my bathroom. It's actually very normal sized. Well, no, I guess it is a little narrow, now that I think about it. It works. That's my bathroom, though. The angle of the webcam makes it look thinner than it actually is. The bot is late today. I'll start once the bot actually pings Discord. That way I don't have to repeat myself too many times on some of the things. Good late night from ISO land. Wow. Good late night. From the future. ISO land is in the future. Cyber Sam with a Twitch Prime sub 9 months in a row. Says, hi guys, how's everyone tonight? Thank you very much for that, Sam. Appreciate that. I am doing well. I'm in a good mood today. Thursday, top Clack day. I like that. A little curious why the bot isn't pinging the Discord. Guess the bot is sick today. Or just feels like being late. I mean, I guess I could start beforehand. It's 3 a.m. there? Wow. I'll still be awake at 3 a.m. here. I don't think so. I don't think any of the mods have messed with the Me6 spot, or the Me6 spot. I don't really have time to check. Oh, there we go. Okay, it was just a couple minutes late. It's all good. There we go. Sorry, guys. A couple minutes behind schedule. I'll start in just a moment, though. Sometimes I fall asleep during Top Clack and wake up and Quakeums is still awake in Discord. Oh yeah. Well, this is like, so it's 6 p.m. for me right now, but that's still kind of morning for me. I woke up about 4 hours ago at 2 p.m. No, I guess I was up at about 1. I was up at about 1 p.m. today. I kind of sleep on a night shift schedule-ish because I have been working night shift for about 11 years now. I just recently kind of switched slightly more to a day schedule, but yeah, I'm just kind of used to nights. My body is just used to nights, so I'm up until 4, 5, sometimes 6 a.m. every single day. That's just me. Raging Asian, tier 1 sub 9 months in a row. We out here. Thank you, sir. So yeah, I'm just always awake. So that's just that's just normal for me. All right, guys. Let me get started now. How about that? Hey, Rumai. Alright guys, welcome to this week's episode of Top Clack. It is December 27th, 2018. I am your host, Quakeums, and I hope you all had an amazing, amazing Christmas, which was just a couple days ago. If you're one of the kind of people that actually celebrates that, you know, no judgment either way. I had an alright Christmas. I didn't really do a whole lot. Just kind of hung out with some people, my girlfriend's family, had dinner. Nothing terribly fancy, but for me, like, holidays are kind of just like another day. It's like my birthday. Like, it doesn't really matter anymore. Like, I'm almost 30. Like, birthdays don't really have, like, the same effect. Holidays don't really have the same effect. You know, most holidays are kind of more geared towards kids having a good time. But as you get older, it's just not quite as fun. Alright, Nebulin with 6 months in a row Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Hate this notification and want it to go away. What notification? I don't know the notification of which you speak. Anyways, welcome to the show today, guys. We have what I'm going to call a pretty darn short news doc, because obviously the last week we've had Christmas, so a lot of people, you know, not really doing as much keyboard stuff going on, but we do have some very interesting things that have launched this week, so be thankful about that. It bugs you to announce your resub? Oh. Well, I mean, I don't have to say it. I thought people liked it, but I don't really care. If people don't want me to say it, I won't. I don't know. It's fun to see people subscribe, though. Like, it's cool that it shows up in chat. Oh, you mean Twitch? Okay. Gotcha. You are perfect. Oh, you're too kind. Anyways, I do a mail call, but I don't think I really got anything this week. The only thing I got is something that isn't even mine. I'm building a polycarbonate Singa for someone, and all that stuff came in recently. So I'll probably be doing a build stream with that. Not tonight. It'll probably be several more days. I have a bunch of projects to work on before then. But that's about all that came in the mail for me this week, and it wasn't even for me. So, it is what it is. But that just means we can roll into our news doc even quicker. So, guys, I know I said I'd announce the winners for the Christmas giveaway today, and I will. That'll happen after the news segment and the sponsor spot, but before the Q&A at the very end, so it'll be towards the second half of the show, definitely. So, stick around for that if you want to know if you won. Of course, I will be not only saying the names on the show today, but I will also be posting them in the announcements channel on Discord, so that way you get a tag, see if you won, and then I'll PM all the people individually about how to redeem their prizes, basically. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It'll be a good time. But just know that all of you are winners in my heart, either way. But only 4 out of the 359 of you that entered will actually win something. Other than my affection. You're all always winning my affection. Alright guys, let's roll into the news. We got a couple things going on this week. Starting with, oh hold on, wait. My bad. I'm a little bit unprepared, but only slightly. I blame Windows. Okay, never mind. I am good now. Alright, so, first things first. Fox Lab coming out with a new board. This is the Leaf 60. Let me get on top of these links. This is the Leaf 60, which is what they're kind of touting as the 60% version of their Leaf 80. Which was that very reasonably priced and nice-looking TKL that ran just a little while ago. That one there. And this is kind of like their 60% implementation of that. And I think it's very, very nice. I absolutely love this design. I think the angles on the side work out really well. Linkaronis, I got the link. I got you. Got you. Anyways, I really, really do enjoy the way this looks. I think it's an absolute home run in terms of design, simplicity. It's a nice blend of simplicity and, kind of a little bit of innovation, a little bit of style, a little bit of pizzazz. We got that weight going on in the back as well, which you can kind of see in this picture. And something kind of interesting about this board, well, a couple things that are actually pretty interesting in this board is they are attempting some form of gasket mount. I say some form because there really are like so many ways to accomplish something very similar in terms of gasket mount and how it feels. So gasket mount is still a very vague kind of broad definition. Not quite as inclusive as something like top mount, where it can really only be one thing. Gasket mount has already seen several varieties to play off of. This one is pretty interesting. This is a pretty simple version, as you can see in this picture. Here is the plate right here, and there is a small gasket, a strip, on both the top and the bottom of the plate. And, then it'll mount in there, and then it'll sit on the gaskets, and it'll be pressured from the top piece with the gaskets. So it's a sandwich mount case with gaskets on either side. Of the top and bottom. So you get a total of 4 gaskets there. This is a pretty simple implementation, but I think it definitely can be very effective, as we've seen with some boards like the Beam. Actually, I think feels very, very nice, and its gasket mount uses just simple like rubber bump-on strips basically, and it kind of accomplishes the same thing, and it's quite nice in my opinion. So I'm really interested to see how this plays out here. I think it's going to go over pretty well. A couple things to note. So they have they're going for a lot of colors here, is what it kind of seems like. They have they have new regular colors for their anodization. They have gradient anodizing. You can get camo or hard-on ano, and then there's also e-coating, which is kind of becoming a little bit more popular as well. A little bit easier to get things like black and white that way. This will also come in a non-matte finish, which is pretty interesting. A couple other things that I found of interest is, based on what they say down here and this picture, there might be a polycarbonate version, which looks absolutely stunning if I do say so myself, and I like that a lot. Some other notes here. We have what looks to be a wind keyless option, and also an HHKB option. And then also a standard option. So looking to hit all three of those kind of layout languages, which is pretty nice. I like seeing that kind of availability. And yeah, this is looking like a real winner. I think if this remains in that same kind of like decent price bracket that the Leaf 80 also launched in, I think it's going to be a real winner here. I think the Leaf 80 was like, it was like $350, maybe even as low as $300, which was much cheaper than a lot of the other custom TKLs that were coming out on the market at the time. So hopefully we get some kind of good price here. I think if they can launch this at sub $300, less than $300, I think this is going to be a real winner. We gotta start getting the gasket mounts into people's hands to try out, because it really is quite something. It's very nice for how cheap it is to implement. Generally speaking, it can make a pretty big difference both in feel and sound. So hoping they really nail this one, because it's looking quite nice. Oh, there's also if they get enough interest, here we go. They say they're going to try a full PVD brass case version, which obviously is probably going to be a lot more expensive. But, you know, some people have been really into that ridiculously high price point all-brass keyboard life these days. Unfortunately, it's not me. I don't have the wallet for it, but some people definitely into that. And, you know, if enough people are interested, they might try the PVD brass version, because they, according to them, have recently found a factory that can do it, basically, do it properly. I'm more interested in the polycarbonate version. I think if I'm going to join this group buy, that's probably what I'm going to be getting. So, yeah. Pretty awesome stuff, guys. This is interest check still, so make sure you show interest if this is something you're into. Was the link already posted? You're damn right it was. I posted it so fast, it was like lightning. You guys didn't even notice. I posted it like 100 times. You guys just can't see. Anyways, I believe I read this right. They're going to run this regardless. Oh yeah, here we go. So this interest check is actually not for checking interest. This is going to happen either way. This is basically just them telling you this is going to happen. And, you know, to get the information out there, get you guys hyped for it. So group buy inevitably coming, which is very nice. Can't wait to see the price on this. Something we do know the price of that also recently launched is the Maze custom keyboard kit by Percent Studio, ran through Massdrop. This kind of took me by surprise, if I'm being totally honest. Usually Massdrop doesn't run what I'm going to call this class of keyboard. So it was kind of interesting to see this launch, but regardless, I think it's a very, very, very interesting design, if nothing else. So starting price point is $300. It is Type-C. It'll have SMD RGB, and it'll have a newly designed PCB. So if you guys aren't familiar with, I'll put this video for you guys. If you guys aren't familiar with Percent PCBs in the past, they've had a lot of quality control issues, and you know, a lot of people haven't been too happy about it, to say the least. So they're really trying to combat that here with a new PCB design featuring the ARM Cortex M3. So hopefully that'll work out better for them. Don't know, but you know, we'll have to wait and see. But it's definitely a very interesting keyboard, if nothing else. I honestly dig the design. This is one of those designs where it's just like, it seems so out there, but like it's really elegantly done, in my opinion. Really enjoy the three buttons over here on the right side. I think that's pretty tasteful myself. And yeah, how do you guys feel about this board? Is this board too out there for you guys, or is this still within the realm of comfort, the way it looks? Here's some tech specs there for you guys. One thing I wasn't a huge fan of, and oh, here we go, here's the picture. So if you take a look at this picture, check out these feet. So the keyboard almost seems flat. Like, the keyboard itself has very little, if any, angle. And then there's these kind of, like, CNC'd, I'm assuming polycarbonate feet, which kind of stick out there at the bottom. I am not too big of a fan of that. I wish the angle actually came from the keyboard itself instead of the feet. It says machined aluminum feet, but in this picture it looks like polycarbonate. This is probably just a render though, obviously, so we'll actually probably be getting the aluminum feet. Let's see what you guys think. It's whack. Right buttons are too much for me. Secretly want it. It's pretty cool, but you need QMK. Is this QMK? I'm not actually sure. I'm assuming no. I don't remember what percent uses to actually program for PCBs. It would be great to, at least at some point, get this in the QMK configurator, so it's a little bit more accessible for people, a little bit easier to work with, hopefully. Yeah, anyways, you'll have your choice of colors, which are pretty interesting. You'll have Deep Ocean, Gray, Jasper, Mint, or Rose. Or Gray and Lavender. Wait, what? I'm confused. I'm confused by this sentence. Choose a Deep Ocean, Gray, Jasper, Mint, or Rose case, and a Gray Lavender. I don't know if that's a typo or if I'm just so stupid I'm not understanding what that is. Oh, man. The color of the 3 aluminum keycaps and feet will be shown at the checkout gallery, so maybe you can choose your colors there. You always thought percent was Anthony? No. No. Do I think they should allow the buttons to be anode a custom color? A custom color? Maybe not custom. I think you should have your choice between like some stock basic colors. You know, that can kind of compare and contrast with the keyboard itself, but custom color is going a little bit far when you're trying to do a group by like of this caliber. Anyways, $300 for this one. Not too bad of a price. I don't know if I'll pick one of these up, but I do like the way it looks. Also, someone was asking about the mounting. Judging by this picture, it looks like sandwich. So this is obviously the bottom of the case, and the plate will sit along the edges of the bottom, and then the top will press down and clamp on top of it. So effectively, sandwich mount is what I would call that. That's what I've pretty much been calling those anyways. I don't know, I feel like some people kind of disagree and agree on what exactly sandwich mount is and like what it takes to like 100% require it to be called sandwich mount. But this is what I've been calling it. Like if there's no support from the inside of the tray, like you only get support from the edges here, I don't consider that a tray mount. So there's still able to be some flex towards the middle there because it's not mounted anything in the middle. It's only mounted around the edges. And top mount would obviously be if it's mounted on the top and then there's nothing pressing up against it from there. It's just mounted to the top and then it can freely hang and flex. That is top mount. Bottom mount, I wouldn't call this bottom mount. I would call it sandwich mount still because you're still pressed between both the top and the bottom piece. So that's what makes sense to me. Others might disagree, I guess. Talisman Solutions with 100 charity bits. Thank you very much, sir. Anyways, interesting stuff. Let's move on to another very interesting group buy. This is a group buy by Windday. This is the Reflex and Paradox. So based on which design you get, that's what the name of this is. So it's kind of like two different boards, but they're very similar in design. It's just the bottoms seem to be a little bit different based on what you go with. So this is the Reflex over here, and this is the Paradox over here. That's actually better. Sorry, I know the camera's kind of cutting off some of it. All right, so a Reflex and a bam, a Paradox. Paradox, a little bit more traditional. Angle from the case, you got a little bit of a weight on the back. It's a little new, it's a little inventive, it's nice. It's a little reminiscent of like an LZ product in a way. Whereas the Reflex is kind of something we haven't really seen before. And one of the things that interests me the most about this is the fact that there's kind of like this grill section here. Outside of the weight, but doesn't encompass the entire bottom of the keyboard. So this is actually completely empty. There's nothing else in there. The cuts are like actually cut out. It's supposed to be like a grill, so you can see through it. You can see your PCB that's inside there. I think the idea here, not only for aesthetics, is also for acoustics. So you know, you're gonna get some sound leakage there out of the bottom, which it's going to change how your keyboard sounds, and it's probably going to change more dramatically based on what you're typing on. You know, what kind of what your desk is made out of, what kind of desk mat you're using if you're using one, stuff like that. So this is going to be a really interesting board for all you sound people out there that can, you know, kind of tailor your specific sound that you want, because you'll be able to do a lot with this, which is kind of interesting. Anyways, there is a lot to talk about with this keyboard because there is a lot of things going on. See, look at all this info, guys. Isn't this like a ridiculous amount of info? Anyways, so there's a couple things going on here. Let's talk about what there is in terms of like what you're getting from the Group Buy. So, yeah, aluminum case. Oh wait, where's the kit breakdown here? Okay, so this is actually kind of interesting. This kind of confused me at first. So there will be an MOQ of 30 total units, a maximum of 30 total units, 15 sets of each design. So 15 of the Reflex, 15 of the Paradox. Each participant can join for both designs. So the way that works is there's a total of 8 first come, first served spots per board, and then there is 7 raffle spots per board. So you get 15 of each board, 8 of those are first come first serve, and then the other 7 are raffle, which seems kind of interesting to me. But you know, you can try to get one first come first serve, and if you miss that, you can still get into the raffle, which is nice, I guess. The problem with having a low MOQ of this kind of number, and the fact that some of the design work here is pretty intricate, especially on the Reflex, is you're gonna have a pretty high price point. And if you guys weren't already aware, you haven't seen yet, the price point is a little on the high side. $490 for a base kit. So just shy of $500 for a base kit of a 60%, which is it's much more expensive than almost any other 60% of the market. Almost. That'll include your top case, which you'll have a standard or wind keyless choice of. It'll include your bottom case, and your choice of finish. And then a raw sandblasted brass weight and a raw sandblasted brass plate. So nothing too out of the ordinary here in terms of like materials used or anything. But one thing they are trying to push here, which unfortunately they don't really say much of anything about it in this thread, but they do talk a lot about it in the interest check thread, which I'm actually going to open right here. So this is a gasket mount board, in a way. So unlike the last board that we talked about, the Leaf 60, this one accomplishes the gasket style in a little bit different of a way. So instead of having strips of a gasket or something that goes along the PCB and plate, they're accomplishing this by using O-rings on each side of the plate mounting points. So as you can see from this picture here, you'll have your plates here, then right above that you'll have an O-ring, and then right under that you'll have an O-ring, and then that's where it'll mount. So, you know, it's, as the saying goes, there's several ways to skin a cat. This is kind of in the same vein here. I think this will accomplish Gasket Mount more or less than other methods. It's going to be probably very similar. I can't really imagine this implementation feeling a whole lot different than some of the other ones. But, you know, that's just something to consider. It does look very cool, though. It looks like they really went out of their way to kind of, you know, obviously machine these holes in for the gaskets and everything. So definitely went above and beyond there. I only hope that all the extra work, all the extra cost is really going to make a difference here, because I'm not fully convinced yet, even though these boards do look very nice and I like the idea. So yeah, $490 starting price, and that doesn't even include a PCB. So this is pretty interesting. Any of you guys going to be getting in this, or do you guys feel it might be a little bit too expensive for you? I'm curious to know what you guys think. Anyways, the production and factory QC estimated 60 to 75 days. You know, well, I'm not going to read all that. Here's the group buy timeline there. But long story short, it's going to take 4 months, probably 4+ months, depending on certain things, since Chinese holidays coming up. So, you know, we'll have a break in workflow for some of our stuff, obviously. But yeah, $490 for a base kit that doesn't even include a PCB. Man, for me, that's a really tough pill to swallow. So that's why I'm really hoping all the extra machining here and all that extra thought that goes into the way the mounting works, I really, really, really hope that they can deliver on this and really make it worth that price point. Because usually once you start to cross like the $400 line in keyboards, you get really diminishing returns in your actual like usage experience compared to how much you pay. Also, some optional extras. An extra $35 gets you an upgrade in aluminum from 6063 to 7075, which is just a harder aluminum. Some people like that, you know. And plus $20 will get you a raw polished brass weight. Man, that price. What do you guys think? I'd rather buy another Zephyr. I can barely afford a Corsair. Too rich for my blood. Like it, but too much. Pass. Hard pass. Nope. Wow. So yeah, you guys don't seem to be too in favor of this because of the price, I'm assuming. I remember some people saying beyond $300 you're buying name. I've never heard of this person before. It's fair. That's fair. Priced a bit on the high side. I will sell my neighbor's child to raise funds for it. Wow. Don't do that. Clack does not condone human trafficking. It honestly makes the Zephyr look reasonably priced. Wow. Yeah. So you guys are definitely not a fan of the price here, and I could see why. I really hope it delivers. I really hope it delivers on the feeling, because really once you get past that $350, $400 price point for a keyboard kit, you start to get pretty diminishing returns. So, yeah. But a lot of people are really totally okay with throwing down this kind of cash for a board. Either ways, looks pretty interesting if nothing else. The group buy doesn't actually open until the 29th, so 2 days from now. And it'll... Wait, how long is it open? Why don't you tell me these things? Why don't you tell me? I don't think it actually says when it closes. Anyways, it opens on the 29th, so just a couple days away. Alright, moving on. We have the big daddy of tray mount cases back again for, I guess, what you'd call a round 3. This board has kind of had like a weird production run in its past. It's hard to say what is and isn't a round, what quantifies a round, but either way, this is the run of Fjell going on right now, the Fjell Classic, which is a little bit of a different design from the very first run, but similar or exactly the same as the second run. And this is kind of what I'm going to call right now the pinnacle of tray mount cases. This is a really thick, big, dense tray mount. It has a lot of weight to it. It has a nice brass weight in there as well. This is always a hot topic though. The Fjell, man, I feel like the Fjell, people are so back and forth on the Fjell because, man, it's not cheap. Come on, you guys can see this obviously. $300 price point for a case that's a tray mount, and that will not get you a PCB. It'll not get you a plate. It'll just come with the tray mount case and the brass core, which is the weight. Calls it a brass core. Similar to the first run. I don't recall if the second one was or not, but the brass weight will be serialized, so you'll have a custom number on there for that extra limited exclusivity. Did I miss bits? Oh, I did. Japanese Horror Writer with 1,000 bits. Holy crap. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, my friend. But yeah, so $300 plus shipping gets you the Fjell Classic in a couple different colors. So we have black, purple, silver, as we always have. And in this run, we have a limited green, which I don't know why it's not showing up for me. There we go. So I actually think the green is really nice here, personally. If I were to get one of these, I would definitely get the green. So what do you guys think about this? Is this a pass? $300? Is $300 worth it for the Fjell? I remember the very first run, the run that I was a part of, which was limited to like 50 units or something like that, 40 units. It was 250 before shipping, before anything else. So 250 got you your Fjell. Here we're seeing a little bit of a price increase. I think the round 2 was even more, if I recall. So maybe actually we're now a bump down from that, down to 300. You can add on a plate, ISO or ANSI for $30. And yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Is this too expensive? Haha, Pinnacle Fjell, get it? Oh, that was not intentional at all. All right, pass. Just wait and see. Buy T60. T60 is looking pretty cool as well. Absolutely, definitely a lower price. OG chamfer. Buy DC60. The green is nice. The green is nice. Pass because tray mount. All right, fair enough. I think a lot of people will probably share that opinion. Pass for me, waiting for Fjell Pro. Aren't we all? Still expensive for me. Yeah, I don't blame you. But either way, there it is. There is the $300 Fjell Classic. Make sure to hop on that if that's something you're into. Moving on, we have a link that I'm going to share. I'm going to share it right now. Bam, look at that. Didn't miss it. We have a group buy for the Alf X Carry 65% Modern Classic Dolch.CR, which I'm going to summarize as the Dolch.CR for convenience purposes. This group buy looks like it's going to be run by Old Cat. The designer is Carry, who I am not familiar with. I think maybe a Chinese designer. And it'll be manufactured by Alf, for anyone that cares. So this is... I don't know what this video is. I haven't seen this yet. Oh, that's loud. So a little video here, which I'm actually not going to watch all of. But here are some nice pictures. This is kind of obviously a Dolch pack style kind of design theory here, which is an older, slightly more vintage by today's standards keyboard. This is kind of bringing this into the future. So we got a 65% here. A little bit of a blocker. A lot of people are into that. But yeah, this is something I actually really enjoy personally. So colors are kind of limited here. You get black, gray, and pearl white. Pretty sure this is the pearl white. And the pearl white is actually going to run you an additional $50. Starting price here is going to be $349. Here we go for the base kit. And that'll include a black or gray case, a default PCB, a polycarbonate weight, and an aluminum badge. Seeing the term polycarbonate weight makes me chuckle because it's why would you ever call that a weight, for one? Polycarbonate weighs less than aluminum as far as I'm aware. So it's actually what I'm going to call an anti-weight. So it actually takes away from where weight otherwise could be. But yeah, I think accent would be another way to put it. And an aluminum badge. So that'll run you $349 with some optional upgrades being $100 will get you a brass weight instead of the polycarbonate weight. It'll also get you a gold-plated badge. It'll cost you $49 if you want to upgrade to the pearl white, and it'll cost you $19 if you want to upgrade to the hot swap PCB, which, by the way, is not only hot swap but SMD RGB. So pretty cool stuff there. I think the price point is reasonable. I don't think it's very outlandish, and I also don't think it's amazing, but I think it's reasonable. A lot of stuff going on here, though. So the badge up here is, they say it's customizable, which I guess anything is customizable as long as you have the files for it, like the CAD files or whatever. So they're calling that customizable. So they will provide you with the 3D model design file. So that way, if you want to print a different badge, then you can do that yourself, or have someone else do it for you. So that's customizable. Got a 7-degree angle. Got polycarbonate or brass weight. Integrated a 4mm plate, which obviously will be aluminum since the rest of the keyboard is aluminum. That'll be 4mm, of course. And the default PCB will be QMK, USB-C, and have south-facing LEDs, which is nice. I like seeing all three of those things. Those are all nice. And the hot swap PCB will be also offering SMD RGB, so it'll also be south-facing, and it'll come in your choice of WinKey or WinKeyless layout. So pretty interesting stuff there. It does not say if the hot swap PCB will be QMK compatible. Some information I would like to be in this thread. Anyways, how do you guys feel about this? The Dolch.CR. I think it's pretty nice, honestly. I really like the hybridization between like vintage stuff and modern stuff, and people trying to bring that over more into the modern era. This is totally a win for me. I'm really hoping to get this or the upcoming G60, since they both kind of have a similar feel. So how do you guys feel about this? 7-degree too steep? Really? 7-degree too steep, followed by 7-degree isn't steep enough. I think 7-degree is totally within my wheelhouse of comfort. For me, obviously, very preferential. IZFanX says, honestly though, the manufactured by ALF should be a point to pay attention to, considering the DC60 logistics problems. Now ALF is taking it slow with shipping so that it doesn't happen again. Yeah, I mean, people are going to have issues. Manufacturers are going to have issues sometimes. Excuse me. ALF has, manufactured and delivered for a lot of group buys up to this point. So he's had a lot of success as well, and this is, maybe a little bit setback for him with the DC60 logistics issues, but as long as he figures it out, does it, and, this group buy goes well, then, we should be good. I like the vintage look to it. I like unique designs. Looks good. Not interested in getting it, though. Fair enough. Love the fins. Yeah, me too. I love the fins. The black one in particular, I think, is just really stellar, especially with this kind of GMK white on black with red Cyrillic there. I think this just looks stunning. Those polycarbonate weights, though. Anti-weights. Negative weights. I'm gonna be the first person to make a custom that has a helium weight. So that way the board just like floats as you're trying to type, but it just floats upwards instead. That's what I am looking for. Oh man. It's alright. I would want it if it wasn't 65%. Pretty but can't afford. Alright. Alright, so this is open now. If I am aware, yeah. So this opened yesterday and it'll be open for about a month. It'll close on the 25th of next month. And due to Chinese New Year, the production time will take 3 to 4 months, which is still about on point for most group buys. So group buy link there. And also, here we go. Yeah, you get $10 off if you submit your order before tomorrow and you're in the ALF Discord. I don't know. $10 could mean a lot to you guys, so definitely worth remembering there. First 30 buyers will receive a 3D printed polycarbonate badge, and buyers number 31 through 50 will receive a USB-C cord. Kind of random, but extra stuff. Doesn't ever really hurt. So there you go. There is the Dolch.CR. Next up, we have EnjoyPBT Slate, which is something we've been waiting on for a while. This is through user Heinebush, and originally was called Concrete, and I think he was aiming for GMK at that point. This was a while back. But now he's decided to go with EnjoyPBT and call it Slate. The group buy started today. It'll end a month from now, January 26th. And if I could find, there we go, some images, we can show you what it actually looks like. So we don't have any official renders in this thread, at least. Maybe, hold on, let me check the original IC. There we go, there's a render. So there's what it might look like, basically. Obviously, render not always 100% accurate, but there you go. Kind of like a, I almost want to call it like a Muted Nights. It's like a much darker version of Muted almost. I do like this a lot, personally. So here's your relatively rich in compatibility base kit. I really like the icon mods. I like the colors. I'm not the biggest fan of the accents, but nice to have. Got a few different kits here, so obviously that's your base kit. Then you have your accent kit there, spacebar kit, international kit, and the Ortho 40s kit. So you got a lot of compatibility depending on what kind of user you are, and that is always nice to see. He will be handling the North American orders himself at his own store, Heinebush Keyboards, and the EU proxy will be mykeyboard.eu, and KBD fans will be handling the rest of the world. So got your proxies there, which is nice. Keysets will ship to buyers in April, which sounds about right to me. Pricing, not too bad here. Base kit's going to run you $100. It was relatively feature-rich, though, so that's about the high end that I'd like to be paying for EnjoyPBT. Anything more than that is kind of rocky. But, yeah, $100 is not too bad. I think, he doesn't have it listed here. I think I might have seen it on Instagram. But if you use promo code Let's Go 2019, I think you get $5 off. Don't quote me on that. It's something, there's a promo code somewhere, I think on his Instagram, that'll get you $5 off your order. So, you know, keep in mind that shaving $5 off, not too bad. So yeah, not hating the price here. I think it's pretty reasonable for a nice looking set. What do you guys think? Are you guys ready for EnjoyPBT Slate? I know a lot of people have been asking this for quite a while now. I like it. I like the really mundane sets that are very kind of, well, very simple. Like 9009, muted, two-tone sets, monochrome sets. I'm a really big fan of stuff like that. So this is definitely well within my wheelhouse. It's $5, you right? Did I get the promo code right? Let's go 2019. Pretty sure it's Let's Go 2019, but I could be wrong. Jayun is now hosting me for 82 viewers. Thank you so much, Jayun. Appreciate that, my friend. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? Pretty nice, right? Would prefer non-icon mods. Fair enough. I'm definitely an icon mod guy myself, but I know a lot of people aren't. You love Slate. Finally, a gray, clean mono set with a Nord kit. Yeah. For all your Nords. You like the simplicity? Yeah, right on, right on. Cool. So, like I said, this is open for about a month. It'll end January 26th. I'm not 100% sure when that promo code ends, but that should be something to take into account. If you want to get it and save that $5 now, then, you know, get in there now. Talisman Solutions, thank you for the bits, my friend. All right. And like I said earlier, our news doc was very short and sweet today. So that actually, for our news doc, that wraps it up. EnjoyPBT Slate. There you go. Let's move on to the awesome sponsors that let Top Clack do the things that we do. So first up, we have Input Club through Kono.store, where you can find all sorts of epic stuff that they got going on right now, including the group buy for the Ergodox Infinity, GMK Calm Depths, DSA Galactic Empire, and they still have the Gemini Dusk and Gemini Dawn pre-orders going on right now, which is pretty nice. This is really good value. I was trying to sell this as like a Christmas present for people, because this is a really good gateway keyboard to get people into the hobby. 140 bucks. Got your SMD RGBs, fully programmable, hot swap PCB, PVT caps, USB Type-C, you know, underglow, the works. So pretty awesome value for 140 bucks there. It makes for a good present. Surely does. And of course, they still have the Skog Light group buy as well, with the updated price of $250, down from $350 not too long ago. So happy to see that as well. I guess I can post links for these too. I don't know why I haven't been doing that. Next up, we have Z Frontier, who does proxying for just about every group buy under the sun. They have the Typewriter 68 still going on right now, which is a very, very unique, very obscure kind of keyboard. Ignore this because I don't still have that going on. But they have lots of keyboards in stock, of course. And you know, you can still pick up stuff like JTK Triple Shots and JTK Hyperfuse. Lots of JTK stuff going on right now. You know, so if you're looking for key sets that are actually in stock, they actually have quite a few of those as well. So make sure you check out those if you're looking for some sweet caps and you don't want to wait for a group buy, because group buys can take way too long sometimes. Next up, we have novelkeys.xyz. Oh, well, oops, forgot to post that link. Let me post that for you guys. Whoa, I'm like a ninja. All right, so next up we have novelkeys.xyz, where you can find all sorts of some new switches going on. He has new Gaterons in stock, the all-black housing silent Gaterons, which are pretty interesting. I've been asking for the all-black housings for a while now, so finally happy we can actually see them going on. I'd prefer some non-silent variants as well, but you know, if you're like me, you just buy these and you buy some non-silent Gaterons, then you just put the stems in. But, you know, so it could be worse. Excuse me. So yeah, all black housing Gaterons finally in, like that. We also have some other new ones, which have milky tops and black bottoms, like those as well. Pretty darn cheap. He has Nautilus desk mats. Oh, sorry, this is a group buy, not in stock. So he's got the Nautilus round 2 desk pad group buy going on right now. as well as the Galactic Empire DSA set, of course. Also has tons of other desk mats in stock and group buys going on. He's got QMK powered Proton C controllers in stock as well. And as always, you can use promo code TOPCLACK here at Novel Keys, and that'll get you 5% off your total order. So make sure you use that while you're there. Show the love, the TopClack support. Last but not least, we have Zeal Generation, which you can find at this link here, zealpc.net. If you use /TopClack there, that's an affiliate link. That'll give me a bit of a kickback when you buy Zeal products. So that helps me out a lot, it helps TopClack out a lot, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. So, you know, if you want to help support TopClack and you're buying Zeal products, we definitely appreciate using that affiliate code. Either way, you do you. Zeal, of course, has the Zeno group buy going on right now still, which is open until February 15th, and this is a pretty darn nice looking board. Speaking of which, I will be giving one of these away, announcing the winner right after this. So, yeah. Of course, he has lots of other things in stock too. All of his new revamped switches. He's got the entire new V2 lineup of Telios, Zelios, Xylence, and the newly launched Helio, which all featured brand new components. Lots of new stuff going on there. New housings, new stems, new springs, everything, guys. Like, the entire new Zeal lineup is, like, totally changed now. And it's really, 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 really freaking good. I've been getting nothing but amazing feedback on, like, everyone trying all these new switches. I've been using them a lot. I've been loving them a lot. Using the Xylence right now. Was using the Helios earlier. I can't get enough of these switches. They are freaking awesome. So, check out these if you want to buy some of these new switches. You're in the mood for a silent linear or some new, interesting new tactiles. Some smooth switches, some silent switches. Heck yeah. Anyways, let's announce the RNG winners for the Christmas giveaway. And let me just recap what we had going on. So if you guys didn't actually see or hear, we had a bit of a Christmas giveaway that we launched last episode on the 20th, and it ran for a week. I closed it about an hour before today's episode, so you had a little bit of time to get in there. And we were just giving away a handful of things, just really simple giveaways. It wasn't like a quiz or anything. It was just you enter, RNG to win. So I had 4 things to give away. I had a set of SA Lime, one of the redone sets. It's not one of the original sets that had cracking defects. This is one of like the actual like good sets, redone sets of SA Lime. We had a Night Fox with Hako Trues. We have a $50 gift card to Novel Keys. And we have a Zeno group buy spot with any of the options that you want. You can choose between half plate, full plate. You can add Zeal switches that are in stock. The works, guys. So if you guys entered that, then obviously good luck to all of you. I RNG'd everyone. I RNG'd the prizes right before the show, so I have all the winners right here. And after I announce them, of course, after the show, I will still put a list for them up in the announcements channels in the Discord, so everyone can see who won in case you missed it on the show. And then I will, if you're one of the winners, I will be PMing you privately on Discord to get your stuff to you. It'll be good times. This was international, of course. You know, we don't discriminate here. We want anyone to be able to win cool stuff. If there's a chance to ship something to you, then we'll do it. So, anyways, let me start off. Let me start off with the Novel Keys $50 gift card. So the winner of that is Pink Roy. So he is the winner of the $50 Novel Keys gift card. I will be contacting you on Discord if you're not in the chat right now. So congratulations on that. We have, let's do the set of SA Lime next. So the SA Lime is going to go to user Hadi, or Hadi, H-A-D-I. Remember, you had to be in the Discord to win, so all these users are in the Discord. So that set of SA Lime going to Hadi, or Hadi, not sure how to pronounce that. So congratulations. I will be hitting you up on Discord. The Night Fox with Hako Trues will be going to Angel in Hell, Discord username. And I will be hitting you up for that. So Angel in Hell winning the Night Fox with Hako Trues. So last but not least, we have the group buy spot for the Zeno, guys. The Zeno. You'll get to pick which plate option you want. You'll get to pick which colors you want. It'll come with Zeal stabilizers. You'll get to pick which Zeal switches you want, which I highly suggest you do because all the new ones are freaking awesome. Alright, guys. The moment you've been waiting for. I'm gonna let you guys stew in suspense just a little bit longer. Gotta make sure to stay hydrated, guys. Gotta stay hydrated. It's gonna be Quakums himself. You know it. It's me. I won it. Not rigged at all. Alright, guys. The winner of the Zeno group buy spot is Brick. So, that's a Discord username, of course. So, I will hit you up in the Discord, of course, very soon. And we'll get that group buy spot working for you, and it'll be good stuff. So, yeah, nobody has any need to PM me over this. I will PM all of the winners, and we'll get you sorted out, easy peasy. It'll be good stuff. And yeah, so special thanks to obviously Novel Keys, Input Club, and Zeal and Poner for supplying all of these prizes to give away for the Christmas special. So make sure you guys show them some love, show them some thanks. They're all really great people. It was awesome of them to be able to donate all this stuff to give away. Really good stuff. I really wasn't sure if Zeal would let me give away a Zeno, but we were really lucky. Zeal and the designer Poner really came through with us for us there. So really happy about that. Make sure you guys show them the love and give them all the appreciation. So yes, actually I haven't been reading chat. Are any winners in chat? Chat's been moving way too fast for me to read. Glad you guys are happy, man. J-Chef donates 100 bits. Thank you so much, man. Oh, Brick is in chat. Assuming Brick and Brick Cubed are the same person. Alright. Yes, you guys are very welcome. Make sure this is you thank Big Daddy Zeal and Novel Keys and Input Club and Poner. Congrats, guys. Congrats on the winners. Alright, so that is that. I will work on that after the show. But the show's not completely over yet, so after all that stuff, we're going to move on to a little bit of a Q&A before I head out here, just like we always do. Little Q&A, in case you guys have questions that you want answers to. Hopefully I can answer them. So if you do have questions, make sure you use the @TopClack tag so I can see them with my eyes, my eye holes, my eyeballs. I can see them better, and hopefully get you some good answers. Nebula, thank you so much for the charity bits. Sadness not winning. A lot of good people didn't win, unfortunately. That's what happens when you have 359 people enter something with only 4 things to win. Turns out a lot of people don't win. But we'll of course have more giveaway stuff in the future. We we always do. We always try to give stuff away here and there, especially for special occasions. J-Chef, thanks for the 100 charity bits as well. Thank you so much, man. All right, let's get the Q&As flowing before we end the show. D. Benny asking, when lubing without that 3D printed tray you use, what would be the most efficient method? Oh boy, most efficient method. I've been so used to just having a lubing tray like that or something similar for a while now, so I don't really do it any other way. I don't really like just like setting the parts like on my desk. I think that's a little too crude. When lubing stations are honestly pretty accessible these days. Like you can get one fairly cheap on AliExpress, and lots of people can just make them for you for like pennies, basically, because the material is not very expensive. So I would really, really try to, you know, to get some kind of lubing apparatus, or, you know, maybe put them in the keyboard and use that as your lubing tray. Even if you don't like solder them in, like let's say you have a keyboard you're building and you don't have the PCB in, you put the switches in the plate, and then you know, you lube all the ones you want. You can put them together there. Obviously, you need a plate that has switch top removal for this to be like really effective. But you can just lube them right there in the keyboard if possible. Sometimes, obviously, that's not going to be possible though. So I guess you could just, you know, be really careful with each part, and, you know, use your desk that you've cleaned. You've dusted, there's no dirt or dust going on there, something very clean. So that's where I would start. But man, it's so efficient using one of those trays now. Teal Tracks asking, do you like C3 Tangerine switches? I was considering getting some secondhand soon. I actually haven't tried Tangerines, but the thing about switches like Tangerines is, whether people want to admit it or not, it's a reskinned Gateron. That's all it is. Like, for instance, the Tangerines have a Gateron black bottom, they have a Gateron milky top, and then they have a Gateron linear stem. That's been colored to be Tangerine or whatever. Obviously, the color is not going to affect the performance of the switch on the stem there. And then they throw in like a little bit more of a custom spring. So I think those have, you know, what, a 67 gram spring or a 62 gram spring or something. So the spring is really all that differentiates it in terms of performance from, you know, a stock Gateron red or Gateron black. So I think they're fine. I think they're good switches, but, you know, if you're going to buy something like a Tangerine over another Gateron linear, then at that point it's kind of just like, is it worth the extra cost? Because I think the Tangerines are actually kind of expensive for what they are. Like, I think a lot of them were like 40 or 50 cents or something like that. Whereas you can get normal Gateron linears for like well under 30 cents a switch. So if it's worth the extra cost, then, you know, maybe for you it is. For me, it's not, unless you just really want that aesthetic, which I could see. Serenity's asking, sorry if you went over all this, but are Xylent V2s best described as silent Zelios V2s? Yeah, that's a pretty simple way of going about it, I think, personally. They really do feel very similar. It's just one is silent and one is not. That's something I definitely find with the V2 lineup. In the V1 lineup, I didn't find that actually. I actually felt that the Xylent V1s felt kind of different from the Zelios V1s. But I really think that the V2 are much more comparable. It certainly is just a silent version of it. And same thing for the Helios and Telios as well. I really think that the Helios are just a quiet Telio. Anorak asking, how do you compare Otemu Sky 2.2 to Zeal V2? Compare? They're very different switches. For me, the Zeal V2 is quite a bit better. The Otemu Sky is a little bit more traditional in the sense of its tactility, whereas the Zeal V2 is much more newer. It's got that big round bump at the top that I prefer greatly, but other people maybe not so much. The Zeal switches are also just way more consistent, way more stable. The Otemu Sky that I had were incredibly wobbly, pretty inconsistent. And the only thing I really liked about them, actually, was the fact that it actually had a pretty good tactile bump. It was a very traditional sense of MX tactility, but it was still nice. And then everything else about the Switch I really wasn't a fan of. The spring felt and sounded pretty bad. Ridiculous amounts of wobble. They looked pretty though. I like the way the sky housing looks. I think it looks really, really good. Talisman saying, thanks for the holiday streams. You are welcome. I did a build stream on Christmas Eve. That was pretty fun. Handrew gifts 10 tier 1 subs. Holy crap. Holy crap. Thank you very much, man. 10 subs. That is crazy. That's like the second time you've done that, too. Wow. You are a scholar and a gentleman. You get the Quakeham's thumbs up. Ron DG asking, any updates on the mass drop Holy Pandas? Not yet. As far as I know, Yanbo of mass drop is still trying to get me samples before the end of the month, which is looking kind of slim in terms of chances, but we'll see. The only thing I can really do here is wait, so yeah, I haven't really heard from him in a couple days. Melodit asking, do you ever notice a difference in switch feel or perception of feel after having used a different switch previously? Like switching from a linear switch to a tactile might make tactility more noticeable, for example. That's a really good question. I would say... I want to say no, but the answer is probably yes. But at that point, it's kind of a placebo effect, right? Like, how do you really know at that point if like that's what you're feeling, or if you're just feeling it because you're not used to it anymore? It's like going from it's like changing between spring rates, right? Like you can use like an 80-gram switch linear for a while, and then you go to like a 55-gram switch linear for a while, and it feels way heavier. Or it feels way lighter than it would if you had just used that keyboard on its own for a while, the 55-gram. So I would say yes, obviously, at least initially, until you kind of get settled in and more used to it. Then any keyboard starts to feel normal if you use it enough. I would imagine, generally speaking. Generally speaking. Cyber Sam asking, what are you most looking forward to in 2019 keyboard-wise, that is? Honestly, I don't really know. This is going to sound really, really egotistical, really narcissistic maybe, but I'm really looking forward to Top Clack in 2019. I have a lot of really good ideas, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have more giveaways, way more content. Jay, my new co-host, is going to be starting next episode, which is cool. And I'm going to take it not in a new direction, not necessarily a new style, but it's going to be more polished, and there's just going to be more things. It's going to start to feel like more of a content studio versus a little bit more casual of where it is now. Not that I dislike this. It's going to stay somewhat casual, obviously, because that's kind of the heart and soul of the live show. When you have a live show like this, it can only be so professional. But yeah, like I do think it's going to be really great. In terms of like strictly keyboard stuff, I mean, we're already seeing so much Gasket Mount coming out. There's like 4 or 5 Gasket Mount keyboards on the horizon, or have just recently launched. So that's pretty cool. I think Gasket Mount's going to be a little bit more mainstay. I'm really interested in seeing other modifications or other design choices that might affect not only feel but sound, because sound over the last like 2 years has become way more important in the community than it used to be. So I'm really looking forward to seeing like what people can actually put their brain power to like design something so fresh and so different in terms of keyboard acoustics. Great question, by the way, though. TX Antique sale opening tomorrow. Alright. I'm not really a big fan of the antique colorway, to be totally honest. I think it's alright. It looks cool. It's different. It's not for me. And Mwalig, I think is how you pronounce that, donates 100 bits. Thank you very much, as does ISO Returns. So thank you so much for that, guys. Appreciate it. Forever Madrigal asking, would you recommend Holy Pandas on a brass plate or a poly plate? Interesting. I've never tried them on a poly plate, but that sounds really interesting. I've used them on a brass plate, and it's fine. It's nice. I like Holy Pandas. I like brass plates. It was good. But a poly plate, I think that would be my recommendation, just because I've never tried it. I really like trying new things, so that'd be something on my list for sure. Lunar Sama asking, what weights do you like for Xylent/Zelios V2? Any recommendations? So I've been preferring the heavier weights. So originally in the previous V1 Zelios, I actually preferred 67 and 62 gram. I actually thought 62 was the best weight, and 67 was also like really, really good for V1 Zelios. For V2, I'm actually kind of the opposite. I feel like 78 gram really, really, really shines with the way the new tactility is. Like, I have the 62 gram Zelios, and I think they're nice, definitely. But the 78 gram, I don't know, something about the force curve, or just, something about the weighting in general, I think it feels sublime. 78 gram, definitely my top pick for the Zelios and Xylent for the V2. Pluto19 asking, have you heard anything from Input Club team regarding the Halo True / Clear listings and clarification? Actually, I did. So if anyone knows this very brief recent backstory, you can actually buy Halo switches on Kono's website, via Input Club, presumably. And they launched at 10 switches for $30, which at first glance, I and a lot of other people were like, that's got to be a typo. It's got to be, $3 for 10 switches. $30 for 10 switches, that's $3 a switch. That is insane. Yeah, like, who would ever want to pay $3 for a Switch? I wouldn't pay $3 for any Switch. Name a Switch, I will not pay $3 for it. So it was very interesting, and I was, I actually hit up Input Club, and I was like, hey, like, what's going on? Is this a typo? Like, people are losing their minds over this. And they actually got back to me, and they said, it is not a mistake, but there is more information that is yet to be revealed. So hopefully we'll get more information about what's going on there, because I am just as confused as you guys are. Trust me, just as confused. I have no idea why they're listed for $30 at 10 switches for a pack. That seems absolutely ridiculous to me. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on there. I will update once I learn, but I haven't learned yet. So we'll hopefully get to the bottom of that soon, everyone. AXM2 asking, I'm having a custom plate cut. What material should I go for if I'm using linears? And do you have any suggestions for laser cutting sites? Sorry, guys, excuse me. What material for linears? Okay, so materials are always preference. Just, I mean, I sound like a broken record, because that's like a lot of the community now, is just, it's preference. What switch you use is preference. What weight you use is preference. What plate material you use is preference. Like, what layout you use is preference. This hobby is certainly built on preference, but obviously we have preferences and opinions, and a lot of people that ask questions like this just want to know what I think, what I feel, and that's totally fine as well. I just like to preface it by saying I don't necessarily think one material is end all be all better than others for anything really. I like linears on everything. I like them on aluminum. I like them on steel. I like them on brass. I like them on polycarbonate. I like them on acrylic. Like to me, it's kind of just whatever. It depends on what kind of experience you're going for. I think polycarbonate is probably my front runner right now for everything. I really do like polycarbonate, so I would probably go with that. But if you have to stick with metal, um, probably brass. Probably brass. Oh, sorry. And in the second part of the question, suggestions for laser cutting sights. I know Laser Boost is really popular right now. I think they're kind of like the only cutting service that really markets itself to keyboards right now, I feel like. So I would definitely check out Laser Boost. I've heard nothing but good things. I've talked to them a couple times. They're good people. So I would start there for sure and see what happens. D. Benny asking, are you going to try to get anything on the Mass Drop keycap recap? I did get the email. I saw that was happening. I'm not going to get anything, though, because I got to be able to pay rent, unfortunately. I don't even know what's in the keycap recap this time, actually. Ballin' Boys asking, are there a particular lube and lubing technique you would recommend for Holy Pandas? Yes. I would recommend something not too thick. I would probably say the absolute thickest I would go would be something like Tribusys 3203, which I think it almost performs and applies more like an oil than it does a grease, even though I think it's technically a grease. So 3203 Tribusys I think will work pretty well. Or you could just go for, you know, a little bit, like a slightly thicker oil, something like GPL 105, maybe GPL 106. I think those can work. I would avoid something like Tribusys 3204. I would definitely avoid something like 205 grade 0. Or, you know, pretty much any Krytox grease I would steer clear of as far as Holy Pandas go. You really don't want to hurt that tactility at all. You want to try to keep that as clean and natural as possible, because it's so big and so long. It takes up so much of the press. You don't want that to be compromised at all. So I would definitely consider something thin, and I would put the thinnest coat of lube possible on the slider legs and the leaf and the bottom housing, because you want that to be smoother. A lot of the friction from a Holy Panda comes from the slider leg and the bottom housing leaf when they meet for the tactility, for the actuation. You get a lot of friction there, so you definitely want to lube that. You just want to keep it light. That would be my suggestion. Alright, oh, I'm actually caught up on questions. Nice. I'm on a roll today. I'm not taking too much time to do anything. Alright, I'll wait just a couple more minutes, guys, before I take off. So if you guys have any last-minute questions, get them in now before I leave here very shortly. 3203 is great. Yeah, I've really been liking 3203. I definitely like it more than 3204, I think. How about GPL 103? 103 is really thin. Really, really, really thin. I have some, but I haven't actually tried it on a board yet because I'm afraid of how thin it is. It might bead, which is a little worrisome. I'm still gonna try it because I have some. I bought some specifically to try it and compare. Lube for linears. Again, just preference. I've really been liking the Tribusys 3203. I also like stuff like GPL 105, GPL 104. I think are both really good. GPL 105, I feel like it's a really good all-purpose lube because like it's thin enough. It's still like an oil, but like you start to get some of that like buttery feel that you might get with a grease. Like you just start to get it with GPL 105. 104 is a little less like that, but I like 104 a lot as well. Upcoming Top Clack build streams. I have a Real Force in the mail I'm waiting to get so that I can put my Norba Force together. Really, really looking forward to that. I will be building a polycarbonate Singa potentially on stream. I'm not 100% certain on that one yet. I'll potentially be building that on stream in the very near future. That's what I have going on right now. The favorite keycap profile, Cherry. Cherry followed by Cat. And Cat is honestly not far behind Cherry in terms of my favorite. I think Cat is amazing. But as far as favorite lubes, I've also been trying 3204 more lately. I've been trying 205 grade 0 lately. I think they're great lubes. They're a little thicker than I'd like, but you do still get a very good, very smooth, very buttery result if that's the kind of feeling that you're going for. With sellers asking, sure you've answered this before, but do you like lube Zealios V1? Actually, for V1 Zealios, I prefer them unlubed. I don't know, something about the lubed Zealios didn't really do it for me in V1. In V2, I think they're a lot more mod friendly, but they're also just as good, like, or better stock than modded. So, like, it's hard. The cool thing about the Zealio is, like, it's already basically a custom switch. It's already crazy smooth. It's got a custom spring. It's got really unique properties in terms of tactility and silencing, stuff like that. So, like, you can lube it. Absolutely, you can lube it. You can spring swap it, and, you know, maybe that'll tailor it more to what you like, and that's totally cool. But they're also just great switches on their own. Blue Note asking, where do you get these? Get what? Oh, the lubes. I think you can get Trib Assist 3203 on switchmod.net. Alright, here, I'll link it in the chat for you guys. So switchmod.net carries Trib Assist 3203, Trib Assist 3204, but I think that's sold out right now. And they also carry Krytox 205 grade 0. And the prices are pretty reasonable. Like what is it, 3 milliliters? 3 milliliters of either of them will run you, you know, under $10, and it'll last you several boards, at least in my experience, for how much I use. You know, I have this. Obviously, my hands are going to make this look even smaller, but I have this tiny vial of 3203, and I've used this on two 60% already, and I still have like 3/4 of the vial left. So, like, for someone like me who likes a relatively thin coat of most lubes, you know, one vial will last you a while. And I think this is like a 2 milliliter vial, if I'm not mistaken. So when you buy it now, you get 3 milliliters, so you'll get even more. As far as like Krytox oils and stuff, I usually buy them on eBay. It's really easy to find Krytox oils on eBay. I mean, I was finding GPL 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, Super Lube oil. It's like you can find most things on eBay, and you get about an ounce for roughly $25 to like $30 US. And an ounce of oil is a lot. Like this is my Krytox 104. You can see how full it still is. I've used this on 2 keyboards, and I've probably used this on like 1,000 springs already, and I still have that much left. ISO build, Brian? Yeah, I actually have a brass ISO plate I plan on putting in something. I just need to figure out. I need to get a PCB for it, and I need to figure out where it's going to go. But I do want to own at least one ISO board, just for the sake of it. What lube would you say is the best for a lazy luber, as in just slather it everywhere? Go with an oil and tub lube. Or bag lube. That's what I would do. Go with something like GPL 106 or thinner. I'd recommend 105 or even 104 and just bag lube them, tub lube them, the results will still be pretty good because they're thin enough to get like a nice consistent even coat. You'll waste a little bit of lube because of the bags and the stems, obviously, but you know, it cuts down on a lot of time, a lot of time. If you are gonna hand lube, I would suggest not really being lazy about it. Do it properly just to get the best results. Yeah, I do have a Switch mod guide, which I actually need to update and add to. I've been really busy lately, guys. I'm sorry. But I do want to update and add to my Switch mod guide, which Talisman Solutions did link there as well. Forever Madrill asking a great question. Can you lube a Switch with thick lube and spring with light lube? Yes. So I actually do that almost 100% of the time. Like, lately I've been using GPL 104 on springs, like all of my springs, and then I'll use usually a different lube for the rest of it, whether it's 105 or 106 or a Tribosys product. Absolutely. Great question, by the way. Right now I am lubing unliked switches with unthinkable lubes. Are you lubing like Fosun switches with grape jelly? That's what you should be doing. Anyways, that is going to wrap up our show for today, guys. Thank you all very much for watching, for hanging out. Of course, our official Discord link is below the stream, as well as our official YouTube channel. Make sure you hit up both of those, and you can be a little bit more kept in the loop for things. Congrats to all the Christmas giveaway winners. Of course, I'll be contacting you guys after the show today, sometime tonight, and we can work out how to get you your prizes. It'll be really good stuff. And yeah, hope you guys had an amazing Christmas and you have a great New Year, and you have a good time in general. Praise the keep gods. Make sure if you like this kind of content, you follow. And I appreciate all the subs and bits that were donated and sub today. It really, really does help out the channel a lot. Helps us do really cool things. So yes, until next time. Build streams are usually posted in advance. Notifications of them posted in advance in the Discord. So if you want to check out build streams, Discord's a good place to start. As far as next episode of Top Clack, definitely next week, same time, same place, Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, and I will have my new co-host, my new British co-host, and I'm really excited about that. So we'll have a good time then. Catch you guys later. Thanks for viewing and hanging out. Greatly appreciate it. You guys all get a thumbs up. Big thumbs up.